Hey y'all, let's talk about how to do the first assignment for Monday. So I'm in week 8, I'm going to go into Monday. It's the Deceptive Data Part 6. We have 2 graphs to complete. So I'm going to open up my attachments and send those to Keynote. Remember, I click on this little button up here in the right-hand corner and open in Keynote. All right. The first thing I want you to do is tap on the title and add your name and your class period to the front up here. So I'm going to add my name, and this is A3. Okay, now that my name's in there, I'm going to tap Edit, and I'm going to look closely here. I know I need to add my name, so let me just go ahead and do that right now. All right. So it says rotate this graph so that the wedges are not distorted. And the way we're going to do that is to turn on the graph. And then this little icon that pops up here means that you can actually take your finger and kind of rotate it. So I'm going to switch it, and it looks like this now. Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Is it worth putting in a 3D graph if I'm going to make it look like this? Probably not. Okay, good. Next task. 2D versus 3D. It says copy and paste the graph here. So I'm going to go back in there. If you remember how to copy and paste, if you do, go ahead and get that done. If not, tap the graph, click copy, switch to your graph or your second slide, tap, and tap paste. I'm going to resize my graph so that it fits in here. Ooh-ah. Okay. First thing it says is copy and paste it. Check, I've done that. Second thing is change it to a 2D graph. So I'm going to turn on my graph, and then I'm going to go into the paintbrush because I want to change the way the graph is displayed. I'm not changing the data, just the way it's displayed. So I go into chart, and at the very bottom behind my picture, if I scroll to the very bottom, I can choose to change my pie chart kind. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look for 2D. And a pie and a donut, they end up being the same thing. Yeah. So now, ooh, that looks very different. It's kind of ugly actually. So anyway, it's there. And I'm going to move this up here so that it's out of my way. Okay. Next thing is to answer some questions. So the questions are here. Let's consider between the first graph, which was distorted, and the second graph, which is flattened, which would be better if you're a researcher trying to get funding or money for your project on cancer treatments? The original graph that was distorted, or the graph that you flattened out? You're going to pick your answer, and then you're going to tell why. So to do that, I'm going to tap on the text, and I'm going to double tap in there, and I'm going to type my answer here. And if you are inclined, you can change your answer so that it's another color, just so it makes it easier for me to see. And you do that by clicking on it, clicking Style, or go into here and click on Style up there, and then you can pick Text, and maybe text color, and maybe I want it to be blue so that now I can see the answers, okay? Make sure you answer both questions. Pause that and do that right now. All right, third slide says, let's look at this graph. And we want to see, is there anything wrong with this graph? And you're going to answer that question, and then answer the question, why do you think the graph's creator might do this? What is going on? And then the last thing that you have to do is down here, and it says to fix the graph so that the labels and wedges are accurate. So what you'll notice when you go in to mess with the data is that I did all kinds of naughty things in there. All right, so let's look. I'm going to move this up here. Tap on your graph to turn it on, and then edit the data on the little black pop-up menu that shows up. All right, look what I did. I have, instead of just the company, I have the number up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to AEG. I know that was with 50 million. 50, I think I can just leave it at 50. And then Maloof's, I don't even know what that is. And that one was 85. And city, oops, maybe I'll make that capital. And this was 265. And then we said unknown. Oh, what was it? Do you remember? Let's see, is this one up here? No, it was over here in this chart. Unknown was 10. Okay, so I can go in here, edit my data, and make that be 10. And they're all in millions. So what if I put in here millions? Okay. It's still not a very pretty graph. Move my picture down here. Actually, I'll put it up here right now. So we need to make it better. I'm going to go in and turn on my paintbrush. Maybe I'll turn on my legend. And maybe I'm going to go into style and my labels, and maybe I'll put those on the inside this time. I do want my values to show, so what I'm going to do is turn off the data point names because I have the legend, and turn on the values. All right. This is a little better. So your graph needs to look like this too. And so now you can see who actually is paying for most of the arena. So you can go back to the second question. Why do you think the graph's creator did this? What might be a motivation for that? So put your answer in there, and then remember to turn it in. You click on the little button up here in the top right-hand corner, and you can just choose share and send it to Schoology. It goes to my class, and it's called Deceptive Data Part 6. Thanks.